morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, SKN.
Provider, but it was due to some internal problems which they have since ironed out. They have reiterated their commitment to, well, rather their gratitude to the cable for excess of what was required for this functioning. And so word out there is that, again, they're going to be powering events, and they're really thankful that all of you out there, whether locally or internationally, can log on your individual devices and participate in those events. So really good news on that front.
Yeah, really, really great. You know, again, we're trying to do virtual and in person. So again, it's really great that, you know, we're able to participate even if we're not there in person.
Absolutely. So,
by chance, did you go to the Calypso semifinals?
By chance, I was steeped in work as usual, as are many of you, so nothing new there. But hopefully when my vacation starts in a couple of days, I would be able to take in a few events.
Okay, great. I can't wait to talk about it with you.
I know that. You want to put me on the spot. No problem. No problem.
Okay.
I welcome it.
Cricket West Indies announced that on Friday there will be free entry to watch cricket's future stars in the Men's World Cricket Cup 2020 in St. Kitts Warner Park Cricket Stadium and in other venues starting January 14th. So amid the COVID-19 pandemic, CWI has stipulated that fans should visit the website to get their free tickets allowed by the organizers to control the number of spectators attending. So great news, free entry to watch cricket. Are you a cricket fan?
I am a cricket fan, but I'm a cricket fan when it comes to those shorter events.
Yes.
Shorter events. Those matches that go over days. I appreciate the sport. My grandmother is an avid cricket fan, so I had to grow up in the house watching cricket, but no. Sitting for days, watching an event. To those of you who love to do that, great.
Right. I'm not one of those who like to watch the days long, but a short half-day match, like where everybody's excited and buzz, yeah, I could watch that. But again, great news for cricket lovers, free entry to watch cricket in January. So I guess that's their gift to you for the new year.
Absolutely. Well, on the last story for the local news and the latest this morning, the police are taking a proactive approach to ensuring that there is security during the holidays. So says Assistant Commissioner of Police Adolph Adams. So in reading this story, I note that the police are also committed to enforcing the COVID-19 protocols where there are. So not because we're in somewhat of a relaxed state doesn't mean that those things will not be enforced. Also, we should expect increased police presence when it comes to the business areas, in days when traffic should be heavy in town, but also in certain rural areas as well. So expect the police presence. You're out there doing what you do, and we thank you for it.
Yeah, so no speeding, no tint, less tint, you know, wear your mask, all these nice things.
No speeding, no tint, wear your mask,
no tickets for Christmas. That's always the worst.
But you know, it gets crazy because when we're talking about the VAT days and when we're talking about people in town and everything else like that, obviously there's going to need to be someone enforcing those protocols, because I find personally that a few months ago when I went to the supermarket, although we had those lines outside of those business places sometimes, people were still not ensuring that they were socially distant. And so in that respect, if we're going to have the police out there ensuring not only that we're safe, but that we're safe physically, but also in terms of our health, in terms of the protocols that need to be enforced even better.
I mean, I always question if on those days in particular, if social distancing is even practical. Like on that day, by the time I'm driving up the industrial site, I'm seeing people stretching so far down the street. So, I mean, for us to stand 6 feet apart,
Here's what I'll
there's
tell
so
you.
many people, I
It
don't
comes
know.
down to personal accountability and personal responsibility. So I think the onus is on all of us to make sure that we enforce the protocols and make the police's job easier as well. All right, so this is it for the local news on the latest. We'll be back for more Good Morning SKN right after this. Stay tuned.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me
Let
go!
go what? Yeah, let's see what real happening. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
And we're back with more Good Morning SKN. We're still on the latest, but now we're on to regional news. PM Motley, my idol, named UN 2021 Champion of the Earth for Policy Leadership. Prime Minister Mia Motley made an impact on the world stage with her speech at the United Nations General Assembly and again in Glasgow in COP26. But her words and passion have not only shown her commitment to the environment, but it has today seen her name once again etched into history as the United Nations Environment Program named her their Champion of Earth Policy Leadership. The director of the United Nations Environmental Program said that the Prime Minister, Mia Motley, has been a champion for those who are most vulnerable to the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity, nature loss, pollution, and waste. Her passionate advocacy and policy achievements are prime examples of how world leaders can take bold, urgent action on environmental issues. So again, Mia Motley making history. I mean, she's passionate to me at whatever she's on. She's always super passionate about it. And one of the things that she's passionate about is saving the environment and saving the planet. I mean, we live here, so we need to take care of it.
I think it cannot be said enough that we are a vulnerable group. A small island state.
Yes,
so
we are very vulnerable.
So anything that she can do to make sure that we know how vulnerable we are and to guard against it. Because the reality is, I'll tell you this much. About a year and a half ago, I looked at an environmental documentary. and I noted that islands in the Pacific actually were grossly affected by rising sea levels, and that they said was attributed to climate change. So we had a lot of people who were displaced. And if we think about what that could mean for us, particularly here in St. Kitts and Nevis, because let's face it, Bastille literally means low terrain. We know that
Correct.
Bastille is below sea level.
On the
If
sea
we
level,
have
right.
rising sea levels here, then a lot of us too may be displaced.
Right.
So at the very least, anything that can be done to raise awareness, let's do that.
Right.
Kudos to, of course, our regional
Yes.
Prime Minister
Superstar,
Mia
Mia Motley.
All right, so on the international scene in the latest, some devastating news for you this morning. Last weekend, we had some hurricanes whipping through the U.S., and in the state of Kentucky in particular, there have been at least 100 people who have died. There are, 70 people who've died in that state, dozens in a candle factory. So we've looked at things potentially like building collapses. We've looked at things like, the unpredictable nature of it and just being caught off guard by that storm. So our heart definitely goes out to the people there, and even more so to those of you who may have family members who are there and who are vulnerable as well. I hope that all goes well. Maybe this is just such a terrible loss.
Yes, of course. Loss of life due to these disasters. And I mean, we're just talking about climate change. And another thing, byproduct of climate change is more frequent and stronger hurricanes.
Absolutely. Yes, and
So-
it's a scary thing, but
Yes,
you know,
it is. It is definitely
our hearts go out.
scary. But again, our sympathies goes out to those who may have lost loved ones, family, friends.
Well, we do have time right now for a more upbeat story, and this
Very
one
good.
actually takes us beyond the stratosphere to the edge of space. And it's really interesting. It's, I guess you can say, a full circle type story because we have Alan Shepard, Bezos' company sends first U.S. astronaut daughter to the edge of space. So this is by Alan Shepard, this story here. So the first daughter of the U.S. astronaut, Alan Shepard, has blasted into space. She is 74 years old, by the way.
Whoa.
So she has blasted into space 60 years after her father's first flight. Can you imagine going into space at 70 years old?
That's heartwarming that her
It
dad
is
did it, and now
heartwarming.
she has the opportunity to do it
I'll
at
tell
74.
I'll tell you what it says to me. It says to me that at any age we can push limits and achieve our goals, whatever they are. So that brings us to the end of the latest for today. Stay tuned. More Good Morning SKN coming your way in a flash.
Do you need your laundry or dry cleaning picked up and delivered? Well, Express Laundry has got you covered. We will pick up and deliver your laundry or dry cleaning to and from our partner laundromat fast and easy. Call or WhatsApp 660-7940 or 661-7717 for details. Express Laundry, bringing laundry and dry cleaning services to your doorstep.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Good morning, and we're back with Good Morning SKN. COVID-19. I mean, just saying the name, makes me groan. Almost 2 years now, and it doesn't seem like there's an end in sight. However, due to the hard work of medical professions worldwide, including yourself, the speed in which the pandemic hits us has now slowed down, thank God, tremendously. While the vaccine has been out for adults, it's only recently the children have been able to receive them. To speak more on this, we welcome pediatrician, Dr. Patrick Martin to educate us and let us know how we can protect ourselves and our children for healthier lives. So welcome,
Welcome, Dr.
Dr.
Martin.
Patrick
Thank you
Martin.
very much.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. And I haven't seen your studio. I'm wonderful.
Great. So kudos to us. Upper management, we're getting shout outs. Okay, so in the Federation, we have available Pfizer, the Oxford, AstraZeneca vaccine. And while all of these vaccines are helping us to boost our immune system, what is the difference between the vaccines way of helping to boost our immune system and our natural body's immune system?
A vaccine is designed to stimulate our immune system to create the weapons to fight. Sorry. The AstraZeneca vaccine uses an inactivated virus to deliver a component of the virus to our immune system. That component being the DNA material of the spike protein. Once that DNA material gets into the cells then make the messenger RNA, which then that then goes to what they call the ribosomes, which make the proteins, spike proteins, and then the immune system forms antibodies in cells to deal with that. Pfizer-BioNTech delivers the messenger RNA directly to the cells. So, you know, if you have a delivery service, you carry the package directly to the customer, whereas the AstraZeneca took a more indirect route. But in the end,
The message is
the
still...
messenger RNA gives the signal to the cells to produce the spike protein, which then the immune system develops the antibody proteins to neutralize. So it's just a matter of the route that is taken.
Okay.
So effectively, there is no difference between the effectiveness.
In the end, they all go through the same messenger RNA common pathway.
And the goal is the same.
The goal is the
finish
same,
product
is to ensure that the immune system is prepared, geared up, has weapons on board to fight
Right.
in the event that we are exposed to the virus.
Okay.
And by the way, since the emergence of the Delta variant in March, April this year, experts conclude that all of us have been exposed to this virus.
And that's good news.
But the good news is that, you know, those of us who are in the pink of health like yourselves, you know, good health, good nutrition, good exercise, sea baths, exposure to sunlight.
Exercise might be lacking, but we'll take that.
Those are part of the package of responses that we have as human beings to deal with all invading viruses, bacteria, fungus, or parasites.
All right. Well, Dr. Martin, I do want to talk to you. Being a pediatrician, of course, I want to talk to you about what the vaccine means for the younger of our population, particularly as it comes as a result of the CDC's approving vaccines for young children. What can you tell us about vaccines and young children here in St. Kitts and Nevis? Should parents be scared? Should they be reluctant?
Should parents be scared? No. St. Kitts and Nevis has a proud track record of vaccination since the late 1960s. So up to now, we administer vaccines against 13 to 15 agents, to the point that our pediatric ward is empty.
Oh, very good.
Of vaccine preventable diseases. The last case of measles in St. Kitts and Nevis in 1993. The last case of Haemophilus influenza meningitis, which I had to deal with in the mid-2000s, was about 2004, 2006. So our children and families have benefited. It has contributed to longer life expectancy in St. Kitts and Nevis. Like our OECS partners and other CARICOM partners, we have a proud record of vaccination. When something is new, it can be scary.
Of course.
But when it is explained properly and over again in language that people can assimilate, then I think persons have come to understand that we are not injecting poison, that the technologies have been proven. But this is a new virus. So you put in a new virus into proven technology. The mRNA technology has been in existence since the 1980s. Scientists were using that to develop anti-cancer treatments. And lo and behold, an opportunity came to tweak it to deal with viruses. Vaccine technology has been in existence for many centuries. Asians and Africans were inoculating against smallpox while Europeans were in caves. So vaccine technology has been with us for many centuries.
So it's not something that we should be afraid of.
What we should be mindful of is misinformation and disinformation. That has really taken a toll. It's cost millions, billions of dollars in lost opportunities all over the world. This is something that public health agencies and governments have to gear up for the, heaven forbid, next event.
Me knocking wood. No next event, please.
Heaven forbid. But, we're dealing with forces of nature, viruses change. This was predicted. I can recall as Chief Medical Officer going to meetings in 2004 when I became Chief Medical Officer, and, persons were talking about the next pandemic. Because we did have a SARS virus outbreak in 2002, 2003.
I remember.
It started in People's Republic of China, and then it went through the Asian region, came into our hemisphere, but stopped at Toronto. Stopped at Toronto in 2003. So that was a wake-up call. And then we had another SARS virus outbreak in 2012. That's called the Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome. That killed 30% of all persons infected, but that burnt out very quickly. But international public health has been on the alert for pandemics. So again, we're knocking on wood, but we just have to we have to be prepared for another one. Climate change is in the mix. Persons
we're talking about
persons are getting too close to animals.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Martin, very quickly, in our last few moments here, what can you tell us about the Omicron variant by way of update? Is it more contagious than,
more deadly,
based on your knowledge, than the other variants?
So we have been dealing with Omicron since November. So the preliminary data shows that it's more contagious than Delta. It means that one person can spread to more people. But the encouraging sign is that persons who are infected have milder illness. Milder illness. And that's what we really want.
Yes, yes.
We want to keep people out of hospital.
Right. Correct.
And so far, so good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so again, I'll knock on wood again. We're here with Talk of the Town with Dr. Martin. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with more, let's hope, uplifting and insightful information. You're watching Good Morning SKN.
Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Shake. Drop to the ground and take a little cover under a table or strong furniture. Kneel. Bend your head close to your knees. Hold on to a table leg or desk, please. Hands. Behind your head, protect your neck with your arm. Face away from windows, you must understand. If you don't have a shelter to hang on to, remain in a place till the shaking's through now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave tsunami, wave tsunami, wave tsunami. Move away from doorways, windows and shelves. Heavy objects to drop. You can damage yourself. Cabinet and bookcases may also fall. Light fixtures and objects mounted on the walls. And if caught outside, find an open space. Debris from buildings may fly in your face. Kneel or sit on the ground. Cover your head and remember every word that I say. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Drop. Everybody now. Drop. I wanna see you now. Cover your head. Cover your head. Drop. Say everybody now. Tsunami. permission, stay and wait for help and instructions. Do not go down by the seat to watch the action, just to talk about what has happened. In science lab, chemicals may drop. Exit only after shaking hands up. Do not panic, everything will be fine. Don't use the phone line at this time. Shake, let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake, let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold, stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake, let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake, let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wait, tsunami, wait, tsunami, wait, tsunami.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
You're watching Good Morning SKN on Studio 327. In this segment, we are making connections with a 21-year-old student who's hailing from Molyneux St. Kitts and Nevis and is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in tropical agriculture and international cooperation in Taiwan. He received 3 President Excellence Awards during his time at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College for his stellar performance in agricultural studies and his leadership qualities. Now, there's so much more we can say about Chris's achievements, but we'd rather hear it from Chris himself. So welcome to Good Morning SKN. Chris, how are you doing today? You finished playing volleyball.
It's now 9 p.m.
Yes, they're about 12 hours ahead.
All right. Ni hao. That's. I had to shove the one Taiwanese, the one Taiwanese
so
word that I knew.
So why don't you tell us, Chris?
Mandarin, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
How have you been adjusting to the culture, the weather, even the time difference that you mentioned? And how have you adapted to the new language that you're expected to not only understand but speak?
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without air. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Hello and welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Today we are excited to introduce our guest, Mr. Chris Tyson. He is a 21-year-old hailing from Molyneux St. Kitts and is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in tropical agriculture and international cooperation in Taiwan. He received 3 President Excellence Awards during his time at the Clarence Victoria Bryant College for his stellar performance, I tell you, in agricultural studies and his leadership qualities. Now, there's so much more that we can say about your achievements, Chris, but we'd rather hear it from you. So welcome to Good Morning SKN, Mr. Chris Tyson. How are you doing today?
Ni hao. What time is it over there?
It's about minutes to 9 p.m. I'm 12 hours ahead of St. Kitts.
Oh wow.
So how have you been adjusting, Chris, to the culture, the weather, the time difference that you mentioned, and even the new language that you were asked to understand and speak?
I invite you to join me in lending your name
Well,
and
the
your
two
efforts to
major
a
things I really had to get used
So
to
that we
over
can
here was the
recover better,
culture,
fairer,
one, and then the
greener food
language.
spices.
For the
So that
culture,
we can rebuild
Taiwanese, I must
societies
say,
that are more resilient.
are very nice people. One time I lost my wallet and I got it back the very next day at the train station, well, at the police station.
With the money
It was in my
inside.
lap. So that was a really big shock for me. I would not expect that to happen in St. Kitts. And then the language, they do not use the Latin alphabet that we use, so it's something completely different. For example, Mandarin has over 260 basic characters.
Whoa.
And you need to know 1,000 of them to understand the newspaper. Right now, I'm maybe 1,000 characters in, so I'm getting better at communicating when I'm out in public and with my friends.
All right. Isn't it, do you have to do like a year of language or? All right. Isn't it, do you have to do like a... Hello?
Chris, can you hear us?
Sorry, could you repeat that question?
I was asking you if you didn't have to do a year of the language.
She's asking before your studies, right?
I did 1 year of the language before I started my degree. So for the first year, I had of Chinese classes a day, and then the basics, ni hao, xie xie. But sentences like 我现在要去火车站搭火车 and more complex.
Oh wow! Wow. You sound like a professional to me.
My friends tell me the same thing, but I know my Chinese still needs improvement.
Well, with time, of course.
And you were telling us about the weather. Does it get really cold? Is it cold right about now?
Right now, we're actually in winter, but the winter isn't as you'd expect it to be. Right now, it's maybe 20, 21 degrees Celsius, but the coldest...
That sounds freezing to me.
Oh, that's actually pretty hot here in Taiwan. But the coldest is maybe 6 degrees Celsius.
All right,
That's
so
when I really need to jacket my socks and layer up.
a little bit of adjustment, but you seem to be doing fine, from what I can tell. What can you tell us? That's excellent. What can you tell us about tropical agriculture and international cooperation? What does that entail, and why were you interested in it?
So my reason for choosing tropical agriculture and international cooperation was mainly because I think it is a tropical country. So I do want to learn the skills that Taiwanese are using over here. They use a lot of hydroponic systems, organoponics, and they do partner a lot with other Asian and European countries. So I would have the chance to intern at maybe, for example, Vietnam or Indonesia or other countries and learn their skills and then maybe find a way to adapt them into the Kittitian and Division agricultural culture and increase it, find ways to make it better.
That sounds
That sounds
exciting.
exciting. I hope
That you could take me with you when you travel to Indonesia and those places.
If I can, I would. I
So can you
So
tell
can
us
you tell us
why
why
did
did
you
you
choose
choose
this
this
specific
specific
field?
field? Why did it interest you? Well, I think it all started with my high school agricultural teacher, Miss Wilma Hutchinson. She really made agriculture more than just working in the hot sun for me. So she actually had the Saturday classes that I went to every single Saturday, and I passed her exam. And she really almost took me in as a and taught me not only the information I needed to pass the course, but the information that I could apply into everyday life. So went to CFBC. I actually changed my major 3 times. I stuck with agriculture because that was the only one I felt comfortable with. I tried natural sciences, I tried information technology, but I just didn't feel settled, and I did with agriculture, and that's why I am where at right now.
Based on what you have been learning so far, is there anything specific that you learned so far that you think to impact and think is for the better?
I can maybe say in my horticulture class, the teacher really teaches about how should I phrase this? Toxicology, which is the naming of species into their different classes. So I really think that's something St. Kitts can especially do with our tea plants or other local plants that we know have medical uses. So I really think that's something we can apply in St. Kitts and then maybe ship them out. And that's a way to get more international cooperation and funding.
Understand. So I'm made to understand that you were an avid St. Kitts and Nevis. Have you been able to do any volunteerism while you've been in Taiwan?
I was actually pretty active in my first year of being in Taiwan since I was not as busy being a student since I was only learning. So I was able to participate in the SKN, the Youth Parliament, as well as the Red Cross and the Explorers movement. But now that I am a student, while I'm still a part of these organizations, I've not been able to participate in the way that I want to. So right now I'm just trying to find holes in my study schedule to find out where I can help, maybe making files or taking notes or just giving my input to make projects be executed as well as they can be.
Well, in our final moment, I want to ask you, is there anything that you would like Kittitians and Divisions to know about your experience in Taiwan?
A lot of people have told me that they don't want to come to Taiwan because it's so far from St. Kitts. I had to spend almost 25 hours only on the plane, that doesn't include transiting, to get to Taiwan. So what I want to tell Kittitians and Divisions, don't be afraid to travel, to go so far as you think to another country to learn or just to travel. Because of globalization, we're now in a little village. You can connect to your friends, your family, all to your phone and to social media. And the information is there and there's scholarships, so don't be afraid. Someone will pay for your education. You only have to look for them.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you get a good sleep.
I will try to study for an exam first.
Good luck with your studies as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Nice talking to you. 再见.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who gonna support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you're entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
You're watching Good Morning SKN with Mimi Armstrong and Jamie Morris, live on Studio 327.
Everywhere around the world, Carnival has different styles and variations. But keeping with our Christmas theme, we're lucky enough to have the best of both worlds. We welcome Mr. Stanley Franks. Mr. Stanley Franks was amongst first folklore and carnival mass players here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And today he will be sharing with us some of his expertise on traditional folklore. So let's talk more and learn more about our traditions and days past and get into the spirit of Carnival. Good morning, Mr. Franks. How are you?
Good morning to both of you.
I was so excited to see you. Yes. Because I remember we went to a Christmas concert and you played the harmonica, and you also gave me some history on the harmonica and on Christmas and Mass that I didn't know about.
Yes.
So I could say you're a bit of a historian.
Well, a bit of.
A bit of. All right. So last week we had some featured folklore groups, like we had the Bowl, we had the Monkey Hill Cowboys and Indians, which I haven't seen for a long time. We had the actors. So can you tell us more about any traditional groups that we may have lost that we weren't even able to see?
Yeah, we lost a lot of them.
A lot of them?
In fact, the Bull was not from Monkey Hill. It came from Monkey Hill. It was actors.
Mm.
They came out of the Ponce's mansion.
Mm.
He actually, they were the clowns and the acrobats that featured in the performance or the entertainment from the Ponce's house. You know, he was the French governor on the island, so that the actors and the clowns came out of the Ponce's mansion into the community, and after the British took over, well, they stayed with us.
So can you tell us of some that we don't see today? Because again, clowns.
Well, the thing is that there is a difference between the folklore and what we are now creating now as carnival mass. Because the folklore came out of the traditions of the country. For example, I mentioned just now, coming from the French part of us, it was the Ponces, Chateau, whatever the French word is. They came into the community along with that which came from the British, because during slavery, the only day off
was Christmas.
Was the Christmas day, 1 day per year.
Wow.
And on that day, they had the right, or it was okay with the master for the performances to take place. So therefore, they brought in the bull. This is where the bull came in. And he was a central figure who will, by his dance, articulate what the grievances were. And well, since you could do that without being punished, a lot of it happened that way. People started doing what was done in the great house. They danced the same way that they did the quadrille and so on. And those became part of the Christmas Day performance. And so that has followed through the years. Later on, as we got into things that were happening abroad, from the Americas, the movies, the cowboys and the Indians came in.
Oh, so that wasn't
way.
tradition.
It was not a traditional thing. There are a number of things that happened that were not traditional. They were not folklore.
They weren't folklore,
But
yeah.
it was just copying and mimicking what you thought that would entertain people. So a lot of American stuff came in. Cowboys and Indians. You know,
I was always confused as to why we had that.
Yeah, cowboys and Indians came. And then you had the pastoral part of it, because there were certain books that you were not supposed to read if you were in slavery. And the basket of flowers is a British storyteller. Storyteller wrote that book. John Bunyan's Pilgrim Progress and so on.
Yeah, Pilgrim Progress.
Those are the books that they read, and those are the books that they mimic. So when you hear the long lines from some of the actors and so on at Christmas, those came from the books.
Oh.
You know, I mean, they read because they were taught to read, and they mimic things and so on. So there are a number of things that you saw on the streets. David and Goliath, that came right out of the Bible, which they read. John Bunyan's Pilgrim Progress, that's where the giant and the spear and so on came, you know. And the basket of flowers, that's another thing that worked. We don't see much of that now. And the typical things that you had, like the Red Cross.
I don't even know that one.
All right. The Red Cross was the assistance given to people, the nurses and so on. You know, to look after when you were sick and so on. The Red Cross came out of the British Empire. You know, they assisted you when you were sick and so on. So people would mimic what's the happenings and so on. And that is where the sagwa came in. They were like the minstrel they came along and performed and used rhymes on the day-to-day happenings. They mimic what had happened in your household as on the streets. You know, you had the sagwa, and they went around with a little band because string band is what was the music was for folklore. So that
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Please go. Continue.
And once upon a time, all that happened around Christmas time was folklore.
I do have to ask you now, in our final moments together, what do you think can be done to preserve this folklore as part of our culture and the culture for the future?
Well, I have thought of that, really. And in order to first carry on what's happening, a lot of people stopped using the masquerade outfits and so on that were used once upon a time because they were told to do so by the politicians. Let's face the fact. When one of our leading politicians got up and said that we are using too much money when bonus was paid to buy cloth from the people who are selling cloth. Well, not us. We had to go and buy it. And we're using the money that we got at Christmas for bonus, put it back into the hands of the people who they gave us. And it was suggested that instead of buying all these pretty things to put on, we should use cooker's bag.
So you're saying we need to return to what was before, preserve local costumes.
Precisely. What we knew to be the costume and the plays and so on, what you call street performances, street drama. If we can return to that, but it's not going to be an easy thing.
I imagine
because you don't have the estates situation where for particular estates, this game or particular part of the country, this game.
Well, Mr. Franks, I do know that you have a lot more to share, so we will be talking off here. For now, though, unfortunately, we have to say farewell to you.
Yes.
But definitely, you are a wealth of information. I want to thank you for coming by today.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
With you about
we do need to bring you back.
Yes, I mean, we can go deep into
Thank you so much. You're watching Good Morning SKN here on Studio 327. We'll be back right after this.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16, and your daughter at 13. So girl look me, but me know in that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors.
Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Silent Night, Joy to the World, Carol of the Bells, easily some of the most popular Christmas carols. These songs help us get in the spirit of the holiday season. Today, we have the pleasure of introducing the Precious Gems preschool students. They are here today to brighten up our morning with their cheery tunes. Welcome, guys.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
You're watching Good Morning SKN with Mimi Armstrong and Jamie Morris, live on Studio 327.
All right. And we're back on Good Morning SKN, and we have these local celebrities.
I press the button?
We have these local celebrities here with us. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So who taught you guys these songs?
Who taught you the song?
Who taught you the song?
Who am I?
All right. So do you guys like Christmas?
Yeah.
What do you like about Christmas?
Jingle bell.
Jingle bells. What do you like about Christmas?
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way.
Wow, you got a singer here, man. Do you like Jingle Bells? Wow.
So do you like getting gifts on Christmas? Presents, toys?
Yeah.
So, you like Santa? So I see, how many Santas can I see this morning? I see one Santa. Two, what comes after one? Two.
Two.
I see three. Uh-huh. So what's your favorite part about Christmas? What's the best part? The food or the present? The food. What do you like to eat? Uh-huh. Presents? You like presents too?
I like presents and food.
Okay, you're like me, man. I like presents and food. Why choose when you don't have to?
Right. So can you tell me what you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? A toy truck. What do you want for Christmas? A motorbike. Can you drive a motorbike? What do you want for Christmas?
That's a motorbike with a press button.
I like that.
With a press button. What do you want
You're
for
good at
Christmas?
making demands.
A dinosaur?
Yes, right?
What do you want for Christmas?
I want Spider-Man motorbike.
Spider-Man motor. And what do you want for Christmas? We're writing a letter to send it to Santa Claus.
I want for Christmas. Hey. I want for Christmas.
At your age, I wanted 2 front teeth, so you're obviously.
Bouncy castle.
Oh, bouncy castle. All right. That sounds like a good one. So do they have one more song for us?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
We'll sing it together.
We're going to sing it together.
Yeah, we're all going to sing it. So you have to watch the camera.
Turn that
Right.
way, turn around.
Right.
there.
You have to watch the camera.
Are we ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna sing it nice and loudly, okay?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. We're gonna sing it. After 2, 1, 2.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We
wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Woo! All right, this was so much fun. We have to bring you guys back next time. Do you know more Christmas songs? Can you come back next time? All right.
Yes.
You've been watching Good Morning SKN, and of course we had a special treat just now. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Shake. Drop to the ground and take a little cover under a table or strong furniture. Kneel. Bend your head close to your knees. Hold on to a table leg or desk, please. Hands. Behind your head, protect your neck with your arm. Face away from windows, you must understand. If you don't have a shelter to hang on to, remain in a place till the shaking's through now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave tsunami, wave tsunami, wave tsunami. Move away from doorways, windows and shelves. Heavy objects to drop. You could damage yourself. Cabinet and bookcases may also fall. Light fixtures and objects mounted on the walls. And if caught outside, find an open space. Debris from buildings may fly in your face. Kneel or sit on the ground. Cover your head and remember every word that I said. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Drop. Everybody now. Drop. I wanna see you now. Cover your head. Cover your head. Drop. Say everybody now. Tsunami. I want you to put up all your hands. Tsunami. I want you to put up all your flags. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Do not go home without permission. Stay and wait for help and instructions. Do not go down by the sea to watch the action. Just to talk about what has happened. In science lab, chemicals may drop. Exit only after shaking has stopped. Do not panic, everything will be fine. Don't use the phone line at this time. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave tsunami. Wave tsunami. Wave tsunami.
Do you need your laundry or dry cleaning picked up and delivered? Well, Express Laundry has got you covered. We will pick up and deliver your laundry or dry cleaning to and from our partner laundromat fast and easy. Call or WhatsApp 660-7940 or 661-7717 for details. Express Laundry, bringing laundry and dry cleaning services to your doorstep.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
And you're watching Good Morning SKN. Keeping up with the spirit of Christmas, this is also all about giving. And here on Good Morning SKN, we indeed have a surprise for you. Here in studio, we have Miss Tricia King of Creative Cultured Creations, 3C. And together we've partnered for a special Good Morning SKN Christmas giveaway. Like nothing says Christmas better than a giveaway. We might need to work on the title just a little bit, but let's get the gifts rolling without further ado. Nice to have you, Tracy. I'm so excited.
Thank you
to see all your stuff.
Thank you for having me. Now, I came in my shirt, just a girl who loves Christmas. Because
I need one.
It's a whole, yes. I got you. Yes, because it's...
I feel left out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, Jamie gets a shirt.
We could do it in a polo.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
But
Okay.
a boy.
As long as I'm included, because she leaves me out enough.
Remember, I'm Christmas girl. But that's fine. We'll get one for Jamie, too.
Okay, so I thought about bringing a few of my favorite things, and we have some...
Let me hold these.
Good. So we have some nature-inspired paintings that I did, and I actually submitted these to a competition out of Antigua where it was creatives mixing nature, their passion for nature, and showing their artwork. And
so this is a series?
Yes, it's a series. Right? And so we have water, wind, fire. We also have like nature, but that one, the green screen. So we'll leave that one. But you can check out my page because I have them posted.
So tell us your page before we go any further.
Creative Cultured Creation. And if you type in Creative Tree C, then you'll be able to find it as well. Right? We also have, so I love doing women, and I'm very, I'm a feminist, but not the extreme one. I'm like the good one that you can, digest properly. So I love painting women. And this one, so this one was actually the beginning of me starting to do prints, because when it was on display, a gentleman, he came up and he was like, oh my God, that is sexy. And not like just sexy, but it is just the history and the culture and just think it's being the only thing in the universe. And he was so in love with it. And I looked at him because the next thing he said was, what's the price? And I was like, I don't know if I could sell it. And so I told him to give me 5 minutes, and he did a walk around, and then he came back, and I was like, what about prints? The print would actually be cheaper. And he said yes, because then both of us would be happy, because your hat, listen.
Yes, you keep the original.
Yes,
and he gets the print.
So this one is one of my favorite ones. I can't choose, but I'll say that for now.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite ones. And what I really like about painting, just the painting artwork, but also the painting of earrings and the creating earrings, is that everything that I do, I love myself. So when persons love it too, it's just it elevates, the whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, continuous validation. And it is just fun, and I get to do what I love to do, and then also share it with other persons, and it just has this whole tribe of people who really love all of this. So it's really exciting. Let's go to the giveaways.
So we'll go to the giveaway.
We'll go to the giveaways when we come back. Right now, let's talk a little bit more about the art. Now, I have to tell you though, this is by far my favorite one.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's the color, I don't know if I'm thinking fire when I see it.
Course.
What did you anticipate evoking when you created it?
So this was, I was by my mother, and we were talking about things that, sometimes person's personality just comes out, and sometimes it reflects nature. Then I was like, oh, I should do a painting series about that. And so I said, okay, the first one is going to be fire. And she was really surprised, because she thought it would have been water, biased. And and so I started doing the fire, and I was like, oh my God, looks like fire licking out of her here. And then I got really excited, and then I continued. So the next one I think was nature. And that one, I was like, a nice afro puff that looks like...
No, we couldn't bring that one because of the green.
Yeah, but it was a whole forest of afro forest.
A forest, right.
And then I said, let me do wind next. And I did a lot, a different technique where the paint,
Yes.
Okay, so this one, right, where the paint just looks like it's licking through and just creating that smooth. And I try to do all of them different shades of brown, so that, there's no bias to any one complexion. And I prefer, honestly, to paint darker complexions, because I get to mix blues more. So it actually, it feels just velvety. Yes.
Right.
So that's my bias. And so when I did this one, she was like, you did it. I love this one. And I was like, really? I said, let me see. I'll do the water next. And when I did the water, I did a combination of waterfalls and then puzzles and then ocean, and I was just like, I'm going to do terrestrial and marine, and I don't know, I feel like this one is my favorite.
Is your favorite? What a surprise.
I know. Right? So yes.
So Tracy, we're going to talk about you just a little bit before we go on break. You're all around creative. You also dance as well.
Yes.
Can you tell us just a little bit about that before we go on break?
Okay, so my dance group's name is Angelique Dance Company, and one of the main initiatives that we do is awareness to dance. So we cover social and environmental issues, and we are actually the big announcement. So we've been featured on the UN Environment page. Thank you for the work that we did with Ep.6 and that was doing a lot of the highlighting guts, wetlands, and World Water Day. So we did dances around all those concepts, and then we were highlighted.
Congratulations.
Really cool,
So again, more great news, and then we'll get to the giveaway right after this short break. You're watching Good Morning SKN.
You see that new boy that just joined the school last week? He brought me a chocolate this morning because I showed him the way home from school yesterday.
You like him?
No, he's just my friend. Plus, he is my neighbor. He asked me if we can walk home together for lunch tomorrow, and I told him yes.
I don't like these big boys. They tend to like to touch girls without your consent.
What do you mean by consent?
It's when one person agrees to give permission to another person to do something.
He is cute though.
Guys, you won't believe what happened the other day with the new boy from school.
What happened?
The other day, while walking home with the new guy, he followed me into my house. I thought it was okay because he seemed friendly and respectful. So I turned on the TV and offered him a soda. We sat in the chair together. Then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked, I sat up straight and asked him why he did that. He said he thought I liked him. I told him not in that way.
What? Girl, you should have never allowed him inside your parents' home.
My parents will be very angry if they meet any boys in our home plus kissing me.
Guys, we don't need to be burdened down with teen pregnancy and relationship problems at this time. Boys need to understand that girls are not sex objects.
Remember, you have the right to consent to every activity being performed, from holding hands to anything more, and to change your mind at any time. If your partner does not respect your wishes, this also is a form of abuse. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We have in our presence Ms. Tracy King, and she, of course, is about to make some of you out there in social media land happy winners. So we have a giveaway for you. What are we giving, Trisha?
So we're giving away some pieces from my Independence collection. So this is Wali Goddess, and this is Afro Queen. And so they're literally reflecting the St. Kitts flag. And I mean, we can do patriotism all year round.
Yes.
So it's not specific to independence, but these are from this year's Independence collection.
All right, if you love this work, you love the story behind these even more. What were you telling us in break?
So these are actually some of the first ones that I created. I did a cool version and I did a warm version. And so I remember that when I posted, my friend Mackie says she had the cool version. So when I posted that, like my page like started buzzing and I was like, oh my God, yay! So it was really exciting. So yeah.
Awesome, and now you get to give the prize to our
Okay,
lucky
so
winner.
the winners are randomly selected, so nobody could say that we cheat. So we're seeing, you know, they always. Same thing we said. So the first winner of a pair of these lovely hand-painted earrings is Sharon Pure Sweetness Thomas. So Shannon, you're the winner of this, and then we're gonna get to the second winner. We're shaking up the bag with all the names.
Yeah, it's so random.
All the social media names.
And it looks like we have a second winner.
We're shaking.
I guess that's just me anticipating, you know?
Yes, we're shaking.
All right, so
We're shaking. We're making sure that the names are shaking. We're shaking
But we're building their excitement, you know, because somebody wants to win. And here we go with our second winner. It is Sharion Thomas. So, you guys are our lucky winners today.
All right, make sure that you come and collect your earrings. They're perfect gifts. I think they're perfect gifts. And again,
Santa approved.
Yes, Santa approved. And Santa's helper, yourself,
Yes.
approved. And these are hand painted. So Tracy, just tell me a little bit, how did you even get into painting and making earrings? I see your earrings all over the place.
So I actually, because I wanted painted earrings.
Oh, so you did them for yourself?
I did them for myself.
Yeah.
And then person started seeing them and started wanting them. And I was like, oh, and I remember Shine, she was like, I think this is your niche. And I was like, I think so too, because it just like the momentum just kept going and going and hasn't cooled down. So,
and how long has it been? It's been a few years.
God, like 4 years now.
Wow.
4 years now.
Wow, that's super exciting. So again, these things, and even your paintings make such good gifts. Can you tell us where we can contact you? Where can we find your pieces?
So you can contact me either Instagram is CCC869, Tracy869, and my Facebook page is Creative Cultured Creations, and you can just WhatsApp me from there, and then we get the ball rolling.
All right, perfect. So again, perfect gifts for the season. Again, shout out to our lucky winners. Our lucky winners. I'm so excited.
The Thomases. Thomas times two. Yes.
So are you having do you have a Christmas earring collection?
Yes. We have a Christmas earring collection. There are Christmas ornaments, Christmas ornaments, Christmas ornaments, and you can get them in whatever color that you want. So this, I actually posted this morning, somebody said gold, and she was all excited about getting the gold ones. So whatever color, ornaments, Christmas trees. Why can't I remember the next one? There's a third one.
But it's on Facebook, right?
It's on Facebook, yes. Everything is on Facebook. And something that persons have been really gifting a lot is the butterfly collection. Yes. So, you know, everybody loves butterflies.
Yes.
So I'm very excited. Like, I've been painting a lot of butterflies.
You've been painting a lot of butterflies for Christmas.
Because there are different patterns. Everyone is unique, and every side is unique. So it's
and again, every one of your pieces are unique because they are all hand painted.
Yes. And I mix the colors different. I overthink it, and so it's yes. So everything is definitely unique.
Well, Tricia, I want to thank you for coming by today to share with us in this giveaway. And you guys need to stay tuned to Good Morning SKN because you might be the next lucky winner. So thank you again. Keep watching. We'll be back right after this.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first.
If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Hello and welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Let's keep this morning rhythmic, shall we? We've had a few musicians on the show before, but today we are focusing on percussion. Today we're joined by drumming veteran extraordinaire, Mr. Royd Phipps. Welcome and good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good to be here.
Hey. You know, I can't see you and not picture you with a drum.
Yeah, I know drumming is your language. So tell us, what drum do you play?
I play basically any drum.
Any drum.
Any drum.
Okay.
But my main drum is the djembe.
The djembe, that's the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And most people say, when you say djembe, like, yeah, djembe, spelled D-J-E-M-B-E. It's originally from West Africa.
Oh, originally from West Africa.
Okay, you gotta explain that.
That's why you feel the spirit when you're playing.
Yeah.
So you've got that originally from West Africa. Is that your way of connecting us with our roots through drum playing?
Yeah, the drum itself, any drum connects you with your roots, really. But I specifically like the djembe because it have a specific sound and it speaks more to your feelings and to the different traditions of African traditions in them, like weddings, any parties or anything.
Celebrations.
Like that. Yes, celebration, yes.
Okay, so tell us, how long can you remember? How long have you been playing that instrument and where has it taken you? I think I've seen you in pictures and videos all across the world. So can you tell us some of the places you've traveled to play?
Actually, I've been playing that djembe maybe like maybe like 20 plus years.
Whoa.
I saw that drum. They used to have this thing called Best Village out of Trinidad, and the Best Village winner used to come to St. Kitts and perform. So a drumming group, drum and dance group, came to St. Kitts, and they had a workshop with a Cola Tegomantin, and I went to, and I saw the drum, and like it was amazing because I used to play a drum out of Guadeloupe at the time. But when I heard the sound of the djembe, that like knocked me off my feet, and I have to play this drum, you know, and that's how I started playing that drum.
And where are some of the places that you've traveled?
Far and wide. I've traveled a lot with a Cola Tegomantin Arts Theatre, and also myself doing workshops like Europe. I think the only place I haven't touched is Africa. But
You haven't been to Africa?
No,
And the drum originates in Africa?
Many times in the US, England, most of the Caribbean islands. We spend a whole day. We run out of time with the show if I tell you all
the places that you've been to.
So how has your technique improved over the years? I mean, you've been playing for 20 years. Obviously, you fell in love with this drum during a workshop. So walk us back through that experience and the technique that has evolved.
Okay, the experience, at first I didn't know much about the drum itself, even though the mechanics of playing drums are basically the same, but drums have just as the piano have notes, so I had to learn the notes on the djembe to bring them out more so people can hear them. So it's a technique like that where in terms of where you're gonna play on the drum to find these notes, which I didn't really had the idea. I was just usually just playing a drum. Right. So I had to kind of learn it self-taught and also watch a lot of videos as well of other drummers drumming and YouTube, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Go to YouTube and learn a lot. And now, you know, it don't happen overnight. It's a constant going at it. It's a discipline actually. So I constantly go on it. And now like I master the craft, you know. Yeah.
I mean, you're playing for 20 plus years, so yeah. You're an expert level. So you host an annual event, drumming event called Heartbeat. Why do you think it's important for children to be exposed to something like this?
All right, Heartbeat, when I joined the Department of Culture in 1999, I just didn't want to join the department and, you know, just here doing anything like, just going and teaching drumming. I wanted a platform for parents and drum lovers and drum enthusiasts to see what drum can do. And I went to then, I think it was the Minister of Culture at that time, Jacinth Martin, and I said, you know, I want to do this program. And she said, you know, I said, I don't have a name for it. I just, since I'm going to the school to teach, I want to do a drumming recital with students. And she said, give me 2 minutes. And she said, come. She said, I have a name. She said, Heartbeat. And I like, yeah, oh wow, because the drum is the heartbeat.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, this is a perfect name. And from there, I started doing the recital with students in schools, in the different primary schools and high schools. And due to COVID, you know, we didn't do 2 years. We was at our 19th annual drumming recital.
So almost 20 years.
Almost.
So we're bringing it back for 2022.
Bringing it back. Yeah, man.
Okay, we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with more exciting news.
Nice.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
You're watching Good Morning SKN with Mimi Armstrong and Jamie Morris, live on Studio 327.
And we're back on Good Morning SKN with Mr. Royd Phipps, drummer extraordinaire. Right now, we're going to take a look at a video of you playing, Mr. Phipps. Take a look at that, everyone.
Along the way, in this great future, you can't forget your past.
right.
Say no man. Say no man, no cry.
Baby.
Yeah.
That video is just breathtaking to me because when I picture you on the drum, I picture you on the drum alone, but I see now that it's an accompaniment to a song. I even heard you sing, I think.
Yes. You have two instruments.
I try. I try a little of singing, but my strong point is drumming. You know, I really do try to stick to that.
Well, let's just stick to what you're good at.
Yes.
Okay, so on a personal note, I know that drumming, I sometimes, you said that you were in Akola. My dad was in Akola many months ago. So does drumming help to keep you physically fit?
It's an exercise, yes, because I mean you're moving a lot using your hands, but not only your hands, but your brain. You use a lot of thinking because dancers, choreographers do dances. They put dances together and hundreds of steps. Even if you're having a dance recital, and drummers have to remember. So it's not only the physical part of it, it's the mental part of it as well.
Yeah, the mental exercise.
Yes.
I could only imagine.
Yeah.
I want to ask you now about the prospects for mentorship. So you've been drumming in schools. You've seen a lot of students over 20 years, I'm sure, grow up. How many of them do you know of who have continued this art form? And what can you say to the rest of us who might be interested in learning?
Well, what I would say that the program from its inception was a good program in the Department of Culture. Out of that, I've seen a lot of students who I taught. What I did at that time as well, I wanted, because Kokolo was the only drumming group at the time, I always be thinking like, what if all these drummers stop drumming? Then we won't have drummers for the dancers. So my thought was, you know, when these kids are grown enough, are good enough to bring them over into Okolo, so that it keep Okolo going on for a long time. Because we were not a group that used recorded music. We do some dances, but our strong point was drums. And I said, hey, I really want to keep Okolo going. So the students, when we did it in school, some of my students, we bring them over into Okolo, but they also had an opportunity to travel. We went to the 2020 Vision meeting of Caribbean heads of government in Washington, D.C. I think that was way back, maybe 2017, 16, somewhere there. And we had the opportunity to prefer at that time President Bush was there.
Incredible.
You know, we played for, he's sitting right there, and we couldn't believe we are here. You know, for me it was like, wow, I can't believe I did this. Like having these students so good, to bring them here and look where they're at. We were chosen to perform with Rupi and David Rogers, and we perform in the Kennedy Center. Kennedy Center is a renowned performing arts center that only the best
of the best
performers do go there.
Right.
So for me it was I've seen it grown, and I've seen the students grown that now. Two of them work with me in the Department of Culture as my assistant drumming officer and the drumming specialist. Two who came out of the drumming program. They used to go to, they attended Dr. William Connor. Brian once is
my alma mater.
Kimber Morton and Siobhan Matthew. They came to move on to a different job, and now Siobhan is the drumming officer. I also part of it was to change the perception of male dominance in St. Kitts in drumming. So I always try to get in my classes female drummers, and we had some excellent female drummers, Adonis McSheen and some others. They were, really excellent drummers. So, and I just don't teach drumming. I teach the discipline of drum, and also show them ways that drums can music on the whole can make you a better person, because I grew up in an environment where it wasn't the best, you know.
And I appreciate your finding that outlet and using it to help the younger of us. I wish we had more time to talk.
Yes,
Unfortunately, we don't. But I do want to thank you for stopping by the studio with us today. We've been speaking with Mr. Roy Voigt-Phipps, drummer extraordinaire. I'm going to find that drum. I want to research it. We'll be back for more right after this. Stay tuned.
Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Shake. Drop to the ground and take a little cover under a table or strong furniture. Kneel. Bend your head close to your knees. Hold on to a table leg or desk, please. Hands behind your head, protect your neck with your arm. Face away from windows, you must understand. If you don't have a shelter to hang on to, remain in a place till the shaking's through now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave tsunami, wave tsunami, wave tsunami. Move away from doorways, windows and shelves. Heavy objects to trough. You could damage yourself. Cabinet and bookcases may also fall. Light fixtures and objects mounted on the walls. And if caught outside, find an open space. Debris from buildings may fly in your face. Kneel or sit on the ground. Cover your head and remember every word that I said. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Drop. Everybody now. Drop. I wanna see you now. Cover your head. Cover your head. Drop. Say everybody now. Tsunami. I want you to put up all your hands. Tsunami. I want you to put up all your flags. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Do not go home without permission. Stay and wait for help and instructions. Do not go down by the seat to watch the action. Just to talk about what has happened. In science lab, chemicals may drop. Exit only after shaking has stopped. Do not panic, everything will be fine. Don't use the phone line at this time. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave tsunami. Wave tsunami. Wave tsunami.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
And welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Our general theme is the spirit of Christmas, and you know what happens when the 29th of December hits. Mariah Carey comes out of hibernation.
She did that after Halloween, actually.
And yes, she did. I saw that video. So you know what time it is. So continuing with the fun, today we're going to play Heads Up. So me and Jamie are going to continue the rivalry. We're going to see who could play this game better. It's a game of charades. So let's go.
Yeah, you gotta give me good clues, okay?
Okay, we're starting. Pass. Tea.
Breakfast. Cup.
Type of tea. Popular type of tea. Popular type of green tea.
Herbal tea.
Pass.
You're really good at this, by the way. Gotta say.
Time's up.
Oh, so your turn. Okay.
Yes, it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right, this is the modern way of how they play charades. The word is going to come up here, and then Jamie is going to have to describe using words.
Right.
Using words or actions. Okay, we're good?
Yeah, we are.
Wait, let me drop this paper. Okay, we're good?
Whew. Christian.
Mingle.
Christian.
Suit.
Christian designer. Christian.
Dior.
You open it. You walk through it.
Duo.
Again. Not spring, but
Summer.
Pass. Ooh, the mountain that people climb up. It's like-
Everest.
awesome. Ooh, I speak with my
Tongue. Mouth.
Good, got it. Yeah.
I'm great at this. I'm killing this.
I'm not gonna shed a
tear.
It's always greener on the other side.
Neighbor.
It is always greener.
Grass. Oh, Jamie, you're good at this too.
I'm just better at giving cues. All right. That's really what it boils down to, right? All right.
Okay, dude, okay. Your turn, your turn. We go next. When I pass, you're gonna go back. So when I get it right, forward. Okay, let's go forward.
She's cheating again. Do you see
No,
that?
I'm not cheating. I'll pass. Pass is
Oh.
back. Right. I think we did this one. I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll pass. I don't know any of these people.
We need to invent new rules for this game. You realize the deliberate passing that's going on
No,
here?
no, 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 no. I'm not deliberate. I'm not. Rome. Popular Roman.
The Pope?
No.
Italy?
Ancient Rome.
Caesar? I have no idea. Caesar, all right.
First, yes. Okay. TV. Before the TV, they had.
Satellite?
Mm-mm.
Radio?
They use it. Correct. Forward. In the sea. Meat of the sea.
Fish?
Yes.
Time?
Yes.
Time's up?
All right.
All right, that's my cue. Ah.
So we have one more round. One more round. Okay.
All right. Oh, it is a mathematic term.
Come forward.
It's a mathematic term, something and something else. Okay, pass.
Why are you?
Ludo.
Huh?
Ludo, snakes and ladders.
Games. Board games.
Brad Pitt. Next to Brad Pitt. The woman. Brad Pitt.
Angelina Jolie.
Good. Well, they say he discovered us in 1492. What say you?
Christopher Columbus.
Awesome.
AKA Satan.
I am making a
decision.
Close.
Choice.
You were close to the first line. It's okay, taxes. It's a tax. What you do with tax? You make a
File a tax.
no. Pass.
Claim.
Pass.
Pass.
All right, time's up.
All right. I don't know. I don't know who. I think Jamie's better at giving descriptive words, and I'm better at guessing. So it's a tie. We'll have a tie for that, and I didn't cheat today.
We're not so sure about that. I don't know what you guys
didn't
say.
cheat.
What say
No, I
you?
didn't.
You
I
guys
didn't.
had better camera angles than I did.
I didn't cheat
We're gonna check the
today.
footage, and yeah, maybe you should check it back too. All right.
But yes, that's the end of our game. So again, we tied today. That's fine. So we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna be. Yeah. We're almost at the end. We're gonna be right back, though.
All right.
You're watching Good Morning SKN.
You're watching Good Morning SKN with Mimi Armstrong and Jamie Morris, live on Studio 327.
Good morning, SKN, everyone. We've had a fantastic show, haven't we?
We have.
I really enjoyed talking to those guests. All right, so now it's
Don't
time.
you really enjoy talking to me?
I really enjoyed talking to those guests. I'm kidding. I enjoy talking to you too. All right, you step right into that one though. In any event. All right, so we are now going to talk about
What's happening?
what's happening.
So we have Pops Poetry and Spoken Word competition. The Pops Poetry and Spoken Word finals took place this last weekend. This awareness program was intended to sensitize the general public on persistent organic pollutants. These are toxic chemicals that can adversely affect human health and environment and persist for long periods of time that can be passed through the food chain. Example, like certain pesticides and certain insect sprays.
Awesome. So I understand that there was a competition, right? You've mentioned the competition, and we're going to shout out the winners of that competition. The first, and I'll take the secondary school. Janaea Hobson of Bastyr High School has announced the winner of the POPs competition, the secondary school competition. Shout out to you. Congratulations. Who was the winner
And
of the primary school?
Emira Claxton of the George Moody Stewart School, factory school. They won in the primary school category. So congratulations to those winners.
Interesting topic. Interesting. You know what I mean? Persistent organic pollution. So POPs, right?
Yes.
And what they can do to the environment. Spoken word is hard enough. I can't imagine spoken word on something so topical, especially
Correct. I
pitched
mean,
at the high
even
school
for primary
and
school.
level. Exactly.
Correct.
So I want to put you on the spot. What can you tell me by way of spoken word? What can you tell me by way of spoken word? Look at how Mimi's looking at me. What can you do to show me that you've got the skills for spoken word right now?
I've been speaking to you all day. This is a
No, on this topic.
On this topic about
Pollutants.
blah blah blah.
Pollutants.
Pollutants. Pollutants are very bad for the earth and for the environment.
Keep going.
And that's about it.
No, you lost me. you almost had me.
Almost,
You
okay.
You almost had me. I was
Okay,
like,
almost.
I was like, yeah, okay. But still, very good initiative. Really happy that something like this is being done because we're talking all about the environment.
Correct.
We've had those discussions today,
Correct.
Awesome stuff.
And of course, education is where it starts. Educating people about the environment and ways we can save the environment is always a good place to start.
It's a scary thing to think that, of everything that we discussed, particularly when we started the latest this morning and we talked about climate change and you were supporting Mia Motley, of course. Shout out to my Bayesian family, wherever you are. My honorary Bayesian family.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely topical issues. I like this initiative a lot because I think that what it will do is sensitize the younger generation. I think to some degree, Mimi, it's quite possible that if you miss a generation, that's where most of the damage is being done. So start with the younger ones, we'll all learn about it. One of the things that I noticed, and maybe this is related but not necessarily about the pollutants, it's just the environment in general. The garbage that's around town, the garbage that we so easily dispose of, hey, start there too. Pick them up. Pick up a bottle, go to a lid. They're all in town. Just sensitize yourself. Right?
Correct. And as we keep saying, I mean, as you said, we've spoken about the environment so much today.
Yeah.
But I mean, we normally keep the environment in isolation, but the environment affects our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
We try to keep it in a box and the environment, and then the economic and socio-economic things are over here separate, but all of them are interconnected.
I think it's for our take, and personally my experience has been that when we are not immediately affected by something, well, then we figure it has nothing to do with us.
Correct.
So by the time we notice that, however, it might be a little late. So for all of you out there, please, we're advocating taking care of the environment, not only taking care of the environment, but taking care of each other. I don't want to sound the warning bell here, but I know that we've looked at those movies on television, some of my favorite action movies that speak to the environment and how we can protect it and what happens when we don't protect it.
Right.
So we're in a position now to really make a change, even though we can't see it. Those small changes that we're talking about, even the
personal accountability.
Yeah, the
taking
rise in
up your own.
temperature
Right.
That keeping it to that. I think it's about 1 or 2 degrees. And interestingly enough, that does really terrible damage to the coral reefs, et cetera. So things that you can do, hybrid vehicles, et cetera, perhaps, check what you're spraying in your cans, chlorofluorocarbons,
Yeah.
CFCs, that put a hole in the atmosphere,
Right.
in the ozone layer. Yeah,
Right.
those things. Sensitive.
You went a little scientific on us there, so maybe
I'm
we
a
need
scientist
to
by trade.
maybe we need to invite you to talk about those things. All right, but we're gonna take a short break. We're still on what's happening. We're gonna take a short break and we'll be right back.
Do you need your laundry or dry cleaning picked up and delivered? Well, Express Laundry has got you covered. We will pick up and deliver your laundry or dry cleaning to and from our partner laundromat fast and easy. Call or WhatsApp 660-7940 or 661-7717 for details. Express Laundry, bringing laundry and dry cleaning services to your doorstep.
We are back on Good Morning SKN, and I mean, where did the time go? I feel like I just got here.
You want to do it again?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No. We're still talking about the Senior Calypso Monarch eliminations, and those eliminations ended yesterday, December 12th. And after 2 nights of eliminations, there were 8 finalists that will compete against the reigning Calypso Queen, Queenie G. And yeah, we do have those names. Do we have those pictures ready? All right, perfect. We have King Astro with his song Resilience with 390 points, and he's from Nevis.
His real name is Astro Brown.
Yes.
All right, so King Astro. Ooh.
We have King Socrates, Sylvester Hodge, with his song Fear Not.
He scored 370 points, so not too far behind.
Not too far behind. We had Queen Independent, she's my friend, whoop, whoop, whoop. Caricia Willett with the song People Used to Matter More with 365 points. Again, really close.
Interesting topics, though, so far, right?
Yes. Timely.
Resilience, fear not, people used to matter
more.
most.
Right.
All right.
Most, right.
Most, yes.
King Hollywood, Andrew Nisbet, his song is called On the Half.
Not too far behind Caricia either. Not too far behind Queen Independent.
And then we're also seeing a lot of participants who are from Nevis, because King Hollywood is from Nevis, and King Astro is also from Nevis. And then we have Queen Kibby and Willett with the song No Mass, No Entry.
So you do realize that we've got 2 Willets on the list,
yes.
right?
They're sisters.
I know that too.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. So Queen Kibby scoring 355 points.
So really,
there she
really
is.
tight race. A really tight race. And again, timely topics. Her song No Mass, No Entry. I think we're all over it. I'm very over all of this. But yeah.
Up next, we've got Lady Diva, who is Kimara, and her song is Not My Wish, 353 points. I feel like I should be singing Calypso because so far I've identified 3 of these people personally.
Go ahead, rhythm up.
No, you're not going to put me on the spot like I put you. I'm backing out for today, don't worry. Murray is next, and his real name is Andrew Hendrickson, and he sang How Many More. He's in the Vision, scored 339 points.
Why does he look like a politician in that photo?
339 points, and you've got a tie as well, Mimi, the last one.
Oh, Takeover. Owen
is.
Roberts singing the song The Vaccine Cry. So yeah, the points are really, really close.
Yeah, they are. So here's what we have. The finals are set to take place on December 30th. So let us know in the comments who you're rooting for.
Who you'll be backing.
Who are you backing? Can you say?
Carissa Willett.
Carissa Willett?
She I actually got to hear the song before it released. Like, she normally sends it to a lot of her friends and like, give me your opinion, and I really, really love the song. And I know that she's an excellent performer, and she's also won the Calypso Show competition many times.
All right,
so I
so
think
that's
that she'll
who you were
able
going
to
to be backing? All right,
Yes.
I'll let you know who I'm backing once I've heard some more of the songs. But that being said, it's about time when we say goodbye to you on Good Morning SKN. We want to invite you, of course, to follow us on social media at Studio327INC. That's our handle. Thank you so much for joining us.
And don't forget to join in for the rest of the week for more of our giveaways.
Well, all of that. And we will say tomorrow to you, this time, Good Morning SKN. Bye-bye.
SKN.